Before I get started with this commentary, I have to thank Nicole for Nicole's view, because she basically, I can say in a way, indirectly guided me to this particular story, based on a post that she made on her Facebook page on December 10th. So, if y'all don't know who this is, and I can understand if you don't, this man's name is Greg Hogbin, and it says he's an author, and it says he's a women's equality and I think LGBT advocate. He's a gay white man, and the hypocrisy that came from this tweet that he posted that Nicole had put on her page just spewed hypocrisy, and I guess in a way you can say a little low-key racism. So we all know what's going on with the situation with Kevin Hart. I don't have to rehash the whole thing, but this is more in so response to Nick Cannon. Excuse me, because you know Nick Cannon ran interference for Kevin Hart. He basically put out there, that Sarah Silverman, Chelsea Handler, and Amy Schumer had said some derogatory things towards gay people as well, like slurs, calling them fag and whatnot. Well, this guy, Craig Hogbin, responded to Nick Cannon, and he said, "We also knew the history and backgrounds of these women. They used their massive platforms to help us long before marriage equality and continue to do so. To use your examples of Sarah Silverman, Chelsea Handler, and Amy Schumer," now it cuts off right there because on Twitter, after a certain amount of tweets or whatever, it may go into a continuing thread. And then he posted up a picture of the three women. Nicole had posted it up on her Facebook page and said, "This is what staying on cold looks like." So this gay white man tweeted to Nick Cannon and said, because Sarah Silverman, Chelsea Handler, and Amy Schumer supported the LGBTQ financially, and I like how she put financially in all caps, and in other ways it was okay for them to say gay slurs and it didn't offend them. He said Kevin Hart has no history of helping the LGBTQ community, so he can't say anything about them. And she said, wow, could he be more obvious? Now, Nicole also went down further into her post and put this. She says Sarah Silverman is addressing Nick Cannon's resurfacing of a past tweet of hers, which he accused her of being homophobic in an attempt to defend Kevin Hart, who stepped down from hosting the Academy Awards following a backlash over his past homophobic comments. Cannon shared old tweets from Amy Schumer, Sarah Silverman, and Chelsea Handler that he says also use homophobic language. In response, Silverman, age 48, shared a thread on Twitter by Greg Hogbin, an LGBT and women's rights advocate, who gave an explanation of why Silverman and other comedians' comments on gay culture were not homophobic. She said, let me see. He says there's been a trend of LGBT allies being accused of homophobia recently. Mostly it's jokes about Trump and Putin's relationship, Hogbin tweeted. He continued, the thing is, a lot of gay guys didn't take offense to these comments because we didn't feel the violence or malicious intent behind it, because we knew they were jokes, because we knew these people were LGBT allies, Hogbin explained, and he and others in the gay community had actually paid to see comedians like Joan Rivers and Lisa Lapinelli make jokes that involved gay men, and we laughed at them because we knew they were jokes. He went on to share the background of advocacy that Silverman, Schumer, and Handler had been involved in before the jokes were made. So basically what you're getting here is, because these women supported that community financially, they were able to call people in that community whatever the fuck they wanted to. They basically paid to play. And notice he kept saying we paid them to see jokes, and here's jokes specifically about gay men. So basically they were paying them just to hear them be insulted. But because Kevin Hart was not or is not an ally or an advocate for them or supports them financially or gives them money, he can't say anything about it. I said, well, by his definition, I actually had left a response. I said, by his definition of what he just said, that means white people can't be saying the N-word until they pay us reparations. I think that's a fair trade-off, right? Of course, they won't see it that way. It's like if you was to bring that to their attention, they'll look at you funny, or they'll say something about reverse racism or something that doesn't contribute to the conversation. This right here, what I just read to you, is exactly why a lot of people cannot take the gay community seriously. So it's amazing of the excuses and stuff they will come up with to defend their own and still come at our neck regardless. But like I said, none of this surprises me in the least bit. None of it. But that's fine though. They can do whatever it is they want. Whatever issues that arise from them, we'll just have to deal with them. And it's so crazy because if something happens to them, then they'll be looking to our community to get the cape thrown on their back. Nope. The caping days are done. We going into 2019. It should be a new slogan: no caping. We as black people are on our own, and I think a lot more people need to come to grips with that. We can't go out there trying to save each and every person, because not everybody needs to be saved, or not everybody needs to be saved by us. If they need saving, they better throw that life raft in another direction or just drown, simply. Because what I just read was straight up bullshit. And notice he mentioned all white women. All these women, all that I named in this article, all white. Lisa Lampanelli, white. Joan Rivers, dead and white. Amy Schumer, Chelsea Handler, Sarah Silverman, white, white, white. All women too. So we know which way his pendulum swings. That's just like when I did that video about Don Lemon wanting Kevin Hart to come onto his show and become an ally for the LGBT community. I said, Kevin, don't fall for that. That's a trap. So far, I haven't heard him say he was going to go on there, because if he was going to go on there, they would have already arranged for him to be there. So I don't think he accepted the offer. And speaking of Oscars, I heard that they said they reached out to Wanda Sykes to be the host for the Oscars. A part of me is saying she might take it, but a part of me wants her not to. But then again, this is Wanda Sykes, so who knows? Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.